Okie dokie artichoke. Welcome back to the Novice Lumberjack. My name's Bodie. I got a package in the mail yesterday. Very excited to get this package. This is from my Alaska trip. While I was up there, I went to this really cool little saw shop called Rod's Saw Shop. I thought that was like serendipity, baby, because I got a character named Hot Rod. So I tried to take this box on the plane with me as luggage. They wouldn't let me do it. I thought all was lost, but at that shop I had met a young man who recognized me from the channel. He said, "You're the Novice Lumberjack." Anyways, his name is B. Husky. B-E-E-E Husky. Anyways, I believe Brian is his real name. But I was at the airport and I thought all is lost. And I was like, if you want these saws, come get them, man. And he's like, you know what? I'll just mail them to you. And I thought, what? Excellent. Okay, great. So one of the things so thank you very much, B. Husky. They arrived, and so far I've just now opened the box for the first time, and we'll see if they acquired any damage. I don't know. It's a long ways. It looks like it's got it packed up pretty well. But first up here is a full wrap handle. This is some sort of Husky full wrap. I don't know what it's going to fit exactly, but my guess is that it's a 372 full wrap. It looks a little tall, so it might be an X-Torque. We already looked at any numbers that are on there and couldn't really figure anything out. But my guess is, well, it can't be a 372 because there's no angle to it. A 372 would be angled out like this. So not sure what it goes on. Totally just simply not sure what it goes on. But like the actual look of it is Jonsered, but this plastic or this rubber here is gray. So if the rubber is gray, then that clearly is going to be for a Husqvarna. Maybe it's for a 272. I don't know. But the ends here do not overlap. They butt up against each other, and we'll see. We'll use it for something. Now this one, however, is pretty obvious. Wait a minute. Actually, no, this one's not obvious. Okay, the obvious one is in there. This one, I think this one is for a Jonsered 2171. This one does have the staggered setup here. It is also straight. There's no curve to it. I think that this is for a Jonsered saw 2171. I have a 2171, so we'll be checking that later. But again, we couldn't figure out anything from running any kind of numbers that were on it. We're just going strictly off of looks. I do believe this is a 2171, which if it is a full wrap 2171, this is a rare bird right here, and I'm happy to have it. Now this one's the one that there's no mystery to it. Bada bing! This is a 670 Jonsered full wrap. Now it's broken right here, but that's okay. I know somebody with a TIG welder, and we can fix something up on this right here. Probably take a regular wrap, you know, half wrap or whatever you want to call it, and just cut the end off of it, weld it on, boom, done. That one's a cool one to have because in this box, this is an actual 670 Champ. Jonsered 670 Champ. So this will definitely get that full wrap. Right? It is complete. It's all here. It's got good compression. Yeah, it's got good compression. It's all there. I don't know what's wrong with it. It looks like it has a different top cover on it or something. I don't know. But I do know that, there we go. It's not a different top cover. It was just on there crooked. Probably got slammed in shipping a little bit. This top cover is broken, so I need to get a new one for that. And various different little things. Hopefully this thing will run and be good, and I can have a cool Jonsered 670 Champ. Or maybe one of y'all can, because at this point, got so many dang chainsaws, well, I'm giving them away. You know? And then this one here, this one was one of B. Husky's saws that he was looking to get rid of. And to my astonishment, he wanted to do a trade. It's another Jonsered on the same chassis and everything. This is a 625. Yeah. This one does. Yeah, it's got pretty good compression. Yeah, we're good. This one, of course, missing a few things. It's a beater, you know, of course. But I'm really happy with it. He did send me video. It does, in fact, run. It does also have a better top cover. It's still got a crack back here and everything. But this one, at that shop, at Rod's Saw Shop, I had picked an Echo 702, I believe it's what it is. It's a 70cc or right there. Big old Echo. It was all complete and it looked really nice too. Had good compression. My thoughts immediately were that, well, it probably had the typical coil go bad on it or something like that. I think those old Echoes were kind of known to have the coils go bad. Or might be a more appropriate thing to say is when the coils went bad, it was hard to find a replacement. But anyways, however it worked, those old Echoes had coil issues usually, but everything else, it was in really nice shape. But for shipping these, I mean, I gave him money, but just for the favor and everything, I was just like, just keep the old Echo. Just keep it and play with it. Do whatever you want. That's my gift to you. And he was like, I can't do that. He didn't feel right about doing that. And basically he said, you want this 625? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So this right here will definitely get some sort of attention. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Like I said, he did send me video of it actually running. And it's missing the clutch cover completely. I don't think it has one at all, period. But I think I've got an extra one, or I can make something work off of a, you know, Husky 61 or something like that. A little bit of cutting and it'll work just fine. But yeah, this one right here should be a fire up and run it kind of saw. The 670, have no idea what it needs. That'll probably be for a future video. I don't know. But so 2 Jonsereds from Alaska and 3 full wrap handlebars. So shipping cost me more than it costed to purchase all that stuff. So, so you know. Anyways, but there's something else in here. I'm certain of it. Yes, 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 yes. All right, that looks like it. So now let's check this out. My wife, whenever I was up there in Alaska, I was like, hey, you want me to get you anything from Alaska? And she says, a calendar would be great. You know, if you could get me a calendar, that'd be awesome. And I was like, well, okay, I'll look around and get you a calendar. And I had looked around for a calendar, and at that point, I hadn't found anything yet. And while I was at Rod's, Rod goes, hey, you want a calendar? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he brought me out these two. Hey, avert your eyes if you don't want to see anything that you shouldn't. I got the biggest kick out of that. Oh my gosh. I thought that was hilarious, that I was looking for calendars and he had these old school ones. Maybe I'll blank that out or something like that, because one of them, she's showing her titties. So that's the saws from Alaska. Let's see if we can get, well, let's take a look at this 670. Let's do a couple quick checks. Quickly. We know it's got good compression. Let's see if it has spark. Get that out of the way. Oh, that's already a clear sign of something. No coil at all. There's no coil. Well, clearly it needs a coil. I'm going to go ahead and clean this thing up right quick. See if we can do something with it. There we go. So look at that bar. Isn't that pretty? Daniel, he follows the channel and everything, and he's been to my place a couple times. Yesterday I did some cutting with him and Barry up at Barry's place. He got him a new, got about 5 acres, and got to do some clearing and everything. Got a lot of work to do, but he'll do it. He'll get it done. And but anyways, Daniel found these bars, and I forgot to pay you, Daniel. But he got this bar online somewhere. They were having a closeout sale for $10. $10. And it's a good bar, replaceable tip, solid, and it looks killer, I think. That thing is very nice. But the side cover here, I bought this a month ago or something like that, because I knew that I had this 670 Champ coming, and it's got a little notch of it is broken out here at the bottom, but I can put all of these brake parts and everything into the cover that I have for it. But anyways, I bought it off of eBay for like 40 bucks or something like that. But the Champ, she runs good, or at least fires up good. What I had to do was I robbed the coil off of the 625 that was B Huskies, and that we traded. And so I did get that 625 to fire up. That is a running saw. I don't know exactly how good it's running. I don't know if it needs seals or anything like that. Not even worried about that. It does fire up and run, and that's the only thing that I'm really concerned about at this point. I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll probably end up putting a 272 XP cylinder on it, porting it up and everything. But this thing right here, once I got the coil on there, I was having some problem getting spark, because as silly as it seems, I wasn't spinning the flywheel fast enough. I was using my drill to spin the flywheel, And heck, I thought I was spinning it fast enough, but I couldn't get no spark, Took it on and off, on and off, on and off. Finally, I started spinning it fast with my drill, and I got great spark. But I thought, man, if you got to spin it that fast, that's got to be a weak spark. But, so I haven't tuned it yet at all. And so that's what I'm going to do right now, and we're going to see how it cuts. It does have a nicely square ground chain by Gary Buxton. This is the one that you sent me, buddy. And we'll see how it cuts in this poplar. I bet you it eats it right up. But first I got to tune it. We'll call it good right there, because I don't want to run this thing anymore until I put new seals through it, rebuild that carburetor. But dang if she doesn't run sweet. And that, it's not, I mean, it's a little bit warm, but why did that chain? It was really loose and now it's tight. It was really loose. I was like a little bit concerned. I tightened up for me. It's good right there. But one more cut. See, I didn't want to settle down there, and then whenever it finally does, it dies. So now it's tight again. Tight as a Dick's hat band. So whatever's going there, I'm not sure. But these things are, you know, it's been brought to my attention that these things are really, really known for that oil ring around the oil pump is it's kind of part of the crank seals. And so whenever they start acting like this, they say 9 times out of 10, that's the problem. But this thing is a saw worth taken care of, in my opinion. And I don't want to risk anything, even though, I mean, it's not like it's real hot or anything like that. But boy, she's screaming. That right there, whenever I get her all finished up, like, you know, new crank seals and stuff in it, and rebuild that carburetor, put that thing against the Steel 400 and the 562. That thing cuts nice. That thing has, it has very good power. I have read people speculating that these things had different port timing numbers from the factory because they are a special edition Champ, right? I don't know the ins and outs of why it's called a Champ. Something about they were the world champions. That seems odd to me. Did they have stock saw competitions back in the day? Otherwise, or are they going off of this was a built one that the Champ ran? Because whenever I think of chainsaw racing and stuff like that, they're always heavily modified, and the saw itself is never really the champion. It's more along the lines of, you know, the Sawyer, the actual lumberjack, that is considered the champ. But somehow, some way, Jonsered won the world championship, and so to commemorate that, they came out with the 670 Champ. And one thing I did notice is it has bigger dogs on here than the 625 does, and then bigger than my 630. So that could be a small little difference. The other difference, they say, is with the port timing. I don't know. I don't know about that at all. I do know it runs good, and it does feel definitely like it's stronger than my 268. But, you know, this is definitely going to be the closed port cylinder. But they also, these Jonsereds, I think all the 670s, not just the Champ, they didn't have the intake block the way that the Husqvarnas do. They had a rubber, great big, what would you call it? A sleeve of some, no, it's not a sleeve. But the intake boot, yeah, there you go. They have a more traditional intake boot setup versus the intake block that a lot of the Huskies had. And anyways, I like it. I'm very happy. I got this saw in Alaska. How cool is that? Thank you, B, for sending this one. I do believe your name's Brian. I hope I got that right. But without you, buddy, this thing would still be stuck in Alaska. Possibly somebody would have just thrown the box in the trash. Or maybe the cops would have been called because they thought it was an airport bomb or something. I don't know. But very cool. And thanks for the bar, Daniel. I'll get you your $10 next time, man. You got to remind me. I forget that stuff. All right, later.